Hello, and welcome to me getting a bit naturistic. No, not exactly. I wouldn't inflict that on even my mirror, really. No, I have this sort of fascination, whatever, when you see photos of trees that have started to consume, they're sort of fighting back and they're sort of consuming their surroundings and stuff like that. And so I thought, well, I'll do a quick video about some of the photos that I found. Doing my usual silly commentary over the top, so if that doesn't interest you, you can just turn the volume down and watch the photos, just like a slideshow, really, but without the sound effect. Anyway, please enjoy the trees. Well, I guess this is an example of what happens when you water your trees too much. Is the tap grown into it, or is it grown into the tap? Goodness me. Butterflies, a nice effect. Looks like this is one of those ones from a British railway sign or something. Maybe it was influenced by Pac-Man and just stopped halfway through. Ah, looks like the trees, they've all gotten together and they're playing Scrabble? Chess? Which side has the biggest pile of bird crap? And this one looks just kind of gross. It almost looks like it's going to fall out, but it's just, yeah. Well, it shows just how long the position's been up there for, doesn't it? This one, wow. You could put some Christmas lights on that one. Now this one just looks, well, if nothing else, the rusted metal matches the bark. I wonder if the speed limit then was still 25. That one really does look like a sort of Neanderthal version of the Rolling Stones logo, perhaps. Now, this, the next two are, I believe, from a forest of World War II memorabilia or something. And these things just had the trees grow around them, like this. I can't tell what it is. Oh, aside from the fact it's massively rusted. Gee. Wonder where the little wheel went. That's either the penny or the farthing. One left and never got the change back. Oh, well, just turn it into a unicycle. There you go. Only one problem. This one just looks weird too. Again, if you've got a tree up against a gate too close, that's what's going to happen. And that's ready to just completely envelop it too. And you might want to take a seat before this tree decides to do it for you. So I suppose you could chew on the vines underneath. Pick the webbing of the vines just to give yourself something to do. This one to me does look kind of gross. It's growing in so much that that really does look like the tree developed a pair of lips and just wanted just that little bit extra iron in its diet, perhaps. That's what you get when you don't fertilise your soil. And naturist. I'll put on the bottom. I'll put on the bottom of the screen what that actually means. I'm assuming it's to do with birds by going by the sign, but I'll be proved wrong. Oh well, better luck next time. Oh, now this one came up on Snopes and everything. The bike apparently was left there in World War II, and they came back many a moon later, and that's as high as a bike. I think sadly people have gone to that and stolen the handlebars or something. I think people apparently have vandalised that, which is a shame. Ugh. Now this just looks like a sort of sci-fi influenced octopus that just went completely out of control. Ooh, there's an abandoned building. There we go. And not content with taking it over with tentacles, the moss is deciding to get some food too. Maybe it's a kind of, you feed me, I'll feed you. Oh. Oh, well, that is just self-explanatory. But it just looks like it's been inserted in there, and it hasn't. The tree's just munched it away eventually. That looks like that'll grow over that one completely. As for this one, it just kind of looks like something got stuck there, and the tree's now making it look like some kind of bizarre wheelbarrow or something. Notice the cars in the background have sunk into the ground a fair bit too. So that's been around for a while. Oh, yeah, I don't think you'd want to go to chop that down and not see what's going on. If nothing else, you'd have instant wood chips. Again, I don't know what that is. What is that? Sort of just something rusted that's growing in. In fact, if you look at it from a diagonal angle, it sort of looks like an animal's got it coming out of its mouth. Well, that's a tree fighting back. Don't think any more needs to be said on that one. There'll come a time when that whole thing will be all swallowed up and all there'll be left is the handle. Then it will just look like a bizarre branch. People would then look at it and think, oh, where'd that come from? Maybe it's a rogue growth or something. Here, have a bit of rogue growth. Ooh. Would you like bark with that? So it's kind of like a tree version of a cocktail, perhaps. Axe and bark. Oh, that sounds like the name of a gardening drag queen or something. Hello, I'm Axe and bark. Don't talk too loudly because people might think it's for dogs too. Well, I suppose it's better. It sounds better than axe and pussy. Axe and cat. Oh, yeah, keep going. That just looks weird. Some kind of motor thing, whatever, sticking out. Yeah, watch out. Watch out for marauding trees. It'll suck your signs. Mm. And we're not talking about astrology either. Mm. Obviously, this tree doesn't like camping. I suppose not everybody does like camping. But there's certainly nothing wrong with camping, especially when you're into it. Maybe that's the whole idea. The tree wants to get into it. Now this one does kind of look a bit photoshopped actually, with its. Um, so I'll admit to being a little bit jury's out on that one because it's just the way it looks a bit sort of photoshopped on top. But never know. Some of the other ones have um, been quite severe. So as we've seen, This is another one that looks sort of photoshopped, but again, you just don't know. Uh, this one looks like it's the same tree that was taken over that village from before. Maybe it is from the same village. Moral of the story there is don't plant it too close to your concrete. That'd be great. You can pull over by the side of the road. It's kind of, oh, what are you taking a picture of? Oh, well, it's not the ferns. Hmm. Obviously, this one was so serious about checking it. It took it upon its own growth. So let's check some growth here. Oh. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, because let's face it, checking your own growth. Wow. Who knows where the roots go? Yes, and it took me this long to make a root joke. Mm. Well, better to root late than never. Oh, this is getting worse. Alright, on to the next one with roots. This is another one that kind of looks a little bit gross for me, where it's sort of growing down over there. It just looks a bit. I think it's just the way it's sort of directed and stuff like that. And as for this one, this is pretty much give it a few more years, and I suspect that's going to be completely infused. So that's inject, and it looks like an emoji. Either that or a pair of glasses on a table. Now, obviously, this tree doesn't want people walking. I suspect walking near this tree, you'd lose your head. Done that one. There. Okay, after all that, back to me. Anyway, isn't that great to see nature fighting back? Yeah, I love it, hey, especially when you're sort of like when they're fighting back onto things like what actually hurts them, really. Um, so it's good to see a bit of revenge there, nature's revenge. Apparently, the reason why that happens is that the bark, something's around it, and the bark has to still, bark still grows out. So what happens is that that's still there, the bark has still got to grow out, therefore whatever's in its way gets consumed by the bark. So there we go. That's effectively a way of saying stay out of nature's way, otherwise she'll have words with you. Trouble is that we don't listen to them and do our own thing anyway. So yeah, I'll stop getting all naturistic on you. Oh, I popped a button. There you go. My shirt had other ideas. All right. Well, on that note, I shall trundle off into embarrassment. And please do the likes and subscribes and the bells and the whistles and blah 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 blah. And hopefully I shall see you in the next one. All right. Please take care of yourself. Now, okie dokies. Ciao.